Hello and welcome to Rouse IAS. This is the daily films practice initiative wherein we discuss important MCQs from The Hindu and Indian Express. The topics for today's discussion are mentioned over your screen. So let's begin our session. The first practice question for today is based on this article which appeared on the page number 4 of The Hindu. So as per the article, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has ordered a probe into a website that has posted a derogatory article on Savitribai Phule. And Savitribai Phule was an eminent social reformer who hailed from Maharashtra. And this topic is important as previously UPSC has asked questions regarding various personalities related to history. As in the year 2013, we found a question on Annie Besant. Now let us solve this practice question which says that consider the following statements. Statement 1. Savitribai is referred to as the mother of Indian feminism. Statement 2. Savitribai established a community named Bharat Stri Mahamandal for raising awareness about women's rights. Now, Savitribai Phule is an eminent social reformer, educator, and a poet of the 19th century. She hailed from Maharashtra and she played a crucial role in advocating women's rights. For example, in the year 1848, she established first ever school for girls in Bhidewada, Pune. In the year 1852, she established Mahila Seva Mandal for raising awareness about women's rights. She also started campaign against child marriage to promote widow remarriage. She also established Bal Hatya Pratibandhak Graha, which can be translated as the Home for Prevention of Infanticide. It was a childcare center for sexually exploited pregnant widows and rape victims. So, owing to these efforts, she is referred to as Mother of Indian Feminism. And Bharat Stri Mahamandal mentioned in statement 2 was established by Sarla Devi Chaudrani from Allahabad in the year 1910 and not by Savitribai. So this is an incorrect statement. So the correct answer to this question is option C. That is statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. And the correct answer to our UPSC previous year question is option C, 1 and 3 only. Our next practice question is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 11 of The Hindu. So this article is about graphene and its applications. Also this article says that India needs to catch up the leading countries in the research and production of graphene. Presently, the leading countries in the graphene research are China, United States, United Kingdom, Japan, South Korea and Russia. And presently, China and Brazil are the global leaders in the commercial production of graphene. And India produces 1/12 as compared to the production of China and 1/3 as compared to the production of Brazil. So based on this article, our next practice question is about the applications of graphene. Now this topic is important under the new emerging technologies which are repeatedly asked by UPSC. Also in the year 2012, we found a question directly on graphene. So the practice question says, which among the following are the applications of graphene or graphene based derivatives? The options are option 1, manufacturing flexible electronic devices, option 2, enhancing stealth capabilities of military vehicles, option 3, water purification and desalination, and option 4, sensors for environmental monitoring. So what is graphene? It is an allotrope of carbon. It consists of a single layer of carbon atoms which are arranged in an hexagonal lattice. And because it consists of a single layer of carbon atoms, it is the world's thinnest, strongest and most conductive material of both electricity and heat. Also, graphene is perfectly transparent as it absorbs only 2% of light. And graphene is impermeable to even gases. And owing to these qualities, it has various applications. The first application is manufacturing flexible electronic devices. This is due to the flexibility and transparency of graphene, that it can be used to manufacture flexible electronic devices. It can be used in the electronic displays like LCDs, organic LEDs, and other wearable electronics. Graphene is around 200 times more stronger than steel, but at the same time, it's about 6 times as lighter than steel. And owing to these qualities, it is an attractive material for developing lightweight and high strength military armor. And also, graphene can absorb electromagnetic waves. and hence the coating of graphene in the military vehicles can enhance the stealth capabilities or to prevent the detection of that vehicle from military radars. Another application of graphene based derivatives is water purification and desalination. Now, since we discussed graphene is impermeable to even gases, but the graphene based derivatives such as graphene oxide membranes are selectively permeable. That is, they can allow the water molecules to pass through it, but it will block other ions, salt and impurities. Thus, it can be used in water purification and desalination. And finally, graphene based sensors can be used for environmental monitoring and detecting other hazardous substances. So the correct answer to this question is option D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option C, 1, 2 and 4 only. So the next practice question is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 16 of The Hindu. So the news article says that the Union government has recently approved the second phase of CITIIS project, which is City Investments to Innovate, Integrate and Sustain. The project aims at promoting integrated waste management and climate-oriented reform actions. So this question is important under the various schemes of Government of India and particularly under the schemes for urban governance. As in the year 2022, we found this particular question based on the similar theme. Now let us solve this question which says that with reference to the City Investments to Innovate, Integrate and Sustain 2.0, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It is launched by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in collaboration with the National Institute of Urban Affairs. Now this is an incorrect statement as this is a joint effort of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, French Development Agency, European Union and National Institute of Urban Affairs. Statement 2. It will provide financial and technical support for developing projects focused on building climate resilience, adaptation and mitigation in up to 18 smart cities. Now this is a correct statement. The project will run for 4 years from the year 2023 to the year 2027 and it will provide financial and technical support for the projects which are focused on building climate resilience, adaptation and mitigation in up to 18 smart cities of India which will be selected based on a competition. So the correct answer to this question is option B, 2 only. And the correct answer to our UPSC previous year question is also B, 2 only. So the next practice question is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 18 of The Hindu. So let us understand a brief background. So in the year 2022, the 41st International Civil Aviation Organization ICAO Assembly adopted a long-term goal for the international aviation sector to achieve net zero carbon emission by the year 2050. And this goal was in line with the Paris Agreement. And to achieve this goal, the aviation sector has to adopt sustainable aviation fuel. And now India has asserted that the global mandates for the adoption of sustainable aviation fuel with 2050 as the target year was too early for India. And each country must be allowed to develop its own strategy according to its national plans or nationally determined contributions. UPSC in the previous year 2019 had asked a question on hydrogen enriched CNG as a fuel for buses in public transport. So based on this article, we have framed a question on sustainable aviation fuel. The question states that consider the following statements with reference to the sustainable aviation fuel. Statement 1. Sustainable aviation fuel can be produced by sources such as oil seeds, municipal waste and algae. Now this is a correct statement. So conventionally, the aviation fuel is derived from fossil fuels. But sustainable aviation fuel is a biofuel which is produced from renewable sources. And these sources include food stocks and biomass, agriculture and forestry residue, oil seeds, municipal solid waste and algae. The second statement is sustainable aviation fuel has a low sulfur content, but it is more expensive to produce compared to the conventional jet fuel. Now this is also a correct statement. Sustainable aviation fuel has a lower sulfur content and a lesser carbon footprint as compared to the conventional jet fuel. And because of which the use of sustainable aviation fuel can reduce the greenhouse emission by up to 80%. and presently it is more expensive to produce as compared to the conventional jet fuel. Third statement, significant modifications in the aircraft engines are required to utilize the aviation fuel. Now, this is an incorrect statement. This is because sustainable aviation fuel can be blended directly to the conventional jet fuel, and because of which there is no need to modify the aircraft engines. And as the question asked, how many of the above statements are correct? The answer is only 2. And the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option B, 2 and 3 only. The next practice question is based on this particular article which appeared on the page number 12 of The Hindu. So the article is about China's military diplomacy in Southeast Asia. So among other things, the article mentions about Global Security Initiative. And this is important because UPSC in the previous years has asked questions regarding various bilateral and international groupings or initiatives. As in the year 2016, we found a question on Trans-Pacific Partnership. So let us solve this question, which states that with reference to the Global Security Initiative, consider the following statements. Statement 1. It is an initiative proposed by ASEAN countries to counter Chinese expansionism. Now this is an incorrect statement. This is because Global Security Initiative is a Chinese-led framework which was put forward by the Chinese president in the year 2022. Basically, this is a China-led framework which aims to restore stability and security, particularly in Asia. And for the implementation of GSI, 5 pillars have been outlined. These are mutual respect, openness and inclusion, multilateralism, mutual benefit, and a holistic approach. Statement 2. India has supported this initiative in order to bring rule-based order to global seas. Now this statement is incorrect as India is opposed to this initiative. So in one way, Global Security Initiative can be seen as a counter to Quad and Indo-Pacific strategy. Hence, the correct answer to this question is option D, neither 1 nor 2. And the correct answer to this UPSC PYQ is option D, neither 1 nor 2. The final question for today is based on this article which appeared on the page number 9 of Indian Express. The state government of Maharashtra has decided to rename the Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra after the Queen Ahilya Devi Holkar. Ahilya Devi Holkar was one of the greatest women rulers in India. She was born in the Chondi village, which is in the present Ahmednagar district in Maharashtra. So we have framed a question on Ahilya Bai, as UPSC in the previous years has asked questions regarding various personalities in Indian history. As in the year 2016, we found a question on Krishnadeva Rai, who was the ruler of Vijayanagar Empire. Now let us solve this practice question, which states that with reference to the Maratha Queen Ahilya Bai, consider the following statements. Statement 1. She ruled over the Malwa region with the capital at Indore. Now this is a correct statement. She belonged to the Holkar dynasty of Maratha Confederacy, which ruled over the Malwa region with the capital at Indore. Statement 2. She is credited with restoring Kashi Vishwanath Temple at Varanasi and Mahabodhi Temple at Gaya. Now this is an incorrect statement. So one of the greatest achievement of the Queen was restoring Kashi Vishwanath Temple at Varanasi, but she is not associated with restoring the Mahabodhi Temple at Gaya. And also she is associated to build Vishnupad Temple, which is in Gaya, Bihar. So the correct answer to this question is option A, 1 only. And the correct answer to our UPSC PYQ is option C. So this brings an end to today's session. Stay connected for more updates. Thank you.